All right, another slow day. I think maybe it's just end of the quarter nonsense, maybe. I think things will pick up tomorrow. We'll also have the employment numbers for the open in the morning, but had a really nice lunchtime call here. I think I only made 3 calls all day, maybe 4. I could go over all of them, but look at this lunchtime call here. MTOR was just getting killed. I think this is the what used to be ARM, Arvind Meritor. I think they changed their symbol to MTOR. I hadn't noticed the symbol before, and I saw it just kept showing up on my new Lowe's scanner. This is a daily chart, so I mean, it was just getting killed. Went to intraday, and at the time I found it looked about like this. And if you've seen any of our videos, you know these always pique my interest. Whenever you can connect the tops of the daily candles and it's just getting killed, and then you get that waterfall or potential final push down, nice volume. And there was the bottom right there. Called this live while projecting the chart and talking over the microphone. Called this live at 1592. These are some of my favorite setups. So probably right about here, within I can't remember. Let me see. Within 18 cents of the low of the day, we let it hit its bottom and bought it with a stop. 18 cents below, never got hit. 1592 was the entry, and whoops, let me turn that off. And this doesn't look like much, but from 1592, which is down here, it's always fun to look at a big old bottoming tail and know that you caught it near the bottom of that tail. From 1592 all the way to 1750. So $1.58 in our favor on 18 cents risk. And once it triggered, it really never looked back. There was never even a, uh-oh, what did I do? You know, it just started profits right off the bat. So that was real nice. We had something similar in JBL on this, just straight down off the open. Just never, it looked like it was never going to bounce. Let me see if I can find where I call JBL. 2047, using pretty much the same method. Somewhere right about in here. That's supposed to be an arrow. And it's not a huge move, but like I said, I only called a few stocks today, so I said I would go over the other ones too. 2047 moved almost 20 cents in our favor and then just chopped sideways. So enough to put some money in your pocket. And then even messed with one of these baby energy stocks. LEI and all those were cranking. ROYL, oil was cranking. So I found RAME. I'm not a big fan of these low-priced energy stocks, but I found it in such a narrow range that I said 210 with a 206 stop. This is the opening candle for today. And it only went to 216, but still 6-cent move, you know, on a $2 stock. Isn't bad, isn't great, but it ended up coming back to the entry after maybe 30 minutes or so. And as always, we sell into a spike, at least on some, and then go to a break-even stop on the rest. So keep thinking there was others. EBIX, I gave a mention. This was projecting, but didn't make it an official call. A mention right here on that little spike up here and a stop right here. I didn't make it an official call, but if anyone took it, the entry was 23.36, stop 23.18, so about 18 cents risk, and from 23.36, it did make it all the way to 23.94. I didn't get this one myself, but there's an example of another trade. And then I made one bad call in PCX this morning, somewhere up here, based on a lower time frame because the other calls were ripping, and I think it had like a 12 or 14 cent stop. Triggered and stopped almost immediately and then worked. But that, as I said in my wrap-up video today to everybody, that was my mistake because I don't have the price. I keep thinking it was 26.14 or something, 26.16, somewhere around there, and the stop 26.04. It was less than 20 cents risk, but in hindsight, you know, I was trying to play as a sympathy off the other calls, which were, at the time were ripping, and tried to find a low-risk entry in. And it didn't take very long to fail on that one. So in hindsight, this entry was pretty far away from the 8-period moving average, which I've started to use as a suggestion from one of our members in the chat room. I like the way he puts it. He says, never buy, if you get a signal based on candles or whatever, never buy if you're very far away from the 8-period moving average. I used to resist him on that. Finally, after about a year of him prodding me, it's a great tool to keep you out of trouble. And I think most of our members would agree that most of my calls are probably just by their nature close to the 8, even though I didn't use the 8. Now I have it on all my charts, but because I would never condone chasing and never never take something that's extended. In this case, I think I got overly excited because the other calls were ripping, and tried to find a low risk entry in. And the stop was pretty tight, but in hindsight, that's my mistake I made. So anyway, there's the wrap up from the day. Boring. I expect more. Although MTOR was fantastic, I expect more action tomorrow, being the first of the month, and getting that employment number behind us. All right, so I'm going to stop babbling, and we will send out another video from Friday's chat room trading on Friday evening. Until then, have a good night.